Hi and good evening, everyone. This is the poster from our group from Group 6. And this is our group mates, Dr. Iqmal Hisham Mattah, Dayan Sendun Anak Belajar, Nuriza Bazrila binti Saiful Bazli, Lailun Nahar, Laurencia Aptik Evangeli, Atif Muhammad Sheikh, Naila Rushda Kalisa, Rizka Rahmananda, and Tamar Nomi. So this is the title of our research proposal to identifying the barriers and supportive factors in the inclusive school that children with disabilities require to feel safe and motivated to study. Based on the title, we have agreed to compare barriers and support factors in inclusive schools between Bangladesh, Indonesia and Malaysia and find a suitable factors from the data to make the children with disability to feel safe in mainstream schools that require inclusive education. Schools are environments that give opportunities for children to build social relationships with others, as well as various emotions during school activities and relationships with others. According to Mick Zeiss, school environments means the extent to which school settings promote student safety and student health, which may include topics such as the physical plan, the academic environment, available physical and mental health supports and services, and the fairness and adequacy of disciplinary procedures, as supported by relevant research and an assessment of validity. It is reported that not only academic engagement plays an important role in shaping school engagement, but also social and peer relations, especially for disability students. For example, having good relationship with teachers and peers will contribute to children's school engagement. The presence of positive student-teacher relationships alone does not translate to academic success, but students that establish a strong bond with their teacher do perform better than students whose relationships with teachers involve some sort of conflict. Teachers can help improve academic success in students by clearly expressing positive expectations for each student, presenting students with equal opportunities to participate in class discussions, and expressing to students that they are confident in their ability to succeed when it comes to their coursework. However, a number of children with special needs reported that they feel uncomfortable joining in school activities, and it is affected by children's characteristic, social status, and cultural background. Young people with disabilities often face both physical and perceived barriers to participation. Few activity venues are fully adapted to ensure the active participation of all young people with a wide variety of disabilities. Although more and more venues are beginning to have adaptations made, this is a slow process and levels of accessibility vary widely. As many young people with disabilities will have experienced access problems in the past, they are often also reluctant to join new organizations, fearing the stigma and awkwardness of not being able to access the activity. This shows that the implementation of inclusive education is facing challenges such as providing needs-based education and other supports in mainstream schools to children with disabilities in order to develop their development and ability. There are safety issues. Children with physical, developmental, intellectual, emotional, and sensory disabilities have a higher risk to be bullied than other children in the school. Others have motivation issues. Despite having the problem to provoke themselves to be encouraged, it is necessary to gain deeper understanding of students' personalities, motivation levels, and talents on an individual basis. And this is a research question that will be asked to the participants. The first one is, how can the external barriers and supportive factors make the children with disability to feel safe in inclusive school? And how can the external barriers and supportive factors make the children with disability to feel motivated in inclusive school? And the last one is, how do those factors or people who are involved in children's school microsystem correlate and affect one another? This question will probably provide some answers that are not the same as the majority of other participants, and that's where the data collection process takes place.
Next, I'll be explaining on the methodology for this research proposal. The methodology for this study is qualitative through FGD and interview to collect the data. The research question will all be tested in 3 countries such as Bangladesh, Indonesia, and Malaysia. The participants of this study will include the children with disabilities, the peers, the teachers, other school staff, and the school principal. We will analyze the collected data and information by coding, identification of themes, recording, categorization, explore the linkage between categories, thematic analysis, and report writing. So, there will be 2 research stages that will be used to answer the first and the second research question that have been mentioned earlier. So as you can see in the poster, we will be interviewing the participants in school microsystem for the first stage, and for the second stage is by FGD to determine the participants' behavior and school system that affects one another. So, in both stages, there will be a few themes that we have listed down to interview them. For the first stage, for example, it will be about the school facilities, communities, and regulation to accommodate their disabilities. Another example of the theme is how they perceive the relation between their safety issue with the motivation to study, and also on how the value and culture in the school affect their motivation. Moving on to the second stage, the themes will be more likely to be like this, which is their perception of disability and specific children with disabilities, and also their knowledge on managing the technical inclusivity, which include on dealing with the disabilities that the student has. Another example of the theme is about their knowledge on managing the emotional or participation inclusivity in school setting. To answer the third research question, FGD will be conducted among teachers, school staff, school principal, and the children's school peers, both mixed and divided into their roles to identify whether their behavior can affect one another. Next, what is its significance? There are several issues in implementing inclusive education, such as safety, motivation, school system readiness, including facilities and culture. Considering the challenges in the implementation of inclusive education, there are schools that successfully implement the inclusive education. Therefore, determining the barriers and good practices in inclusive education will help the school in deciding the suitable inclusive system for children. So, I guess that's all from our group. And thank you so much for lending your ears and your precious time to listen to our presentation today. Thank you.